Gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Monday the 16th of May 2022. Remember, we are located at number 14 Carine Savannah Road in Shoguners. It is where my office is presently. We are just sending a link to Synergy Television so they can run us live on their network. But nevertheless, we are live on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are also on YouTube, TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Call your friends, call your family, let them know Real Talk is live on Synergy Network, going now. So remember, I am a licensed money lender. You're looking for quick cash. You need a little small loan, not a problem. It's not a problem. You have security, you have collateral. It's not a problem. Come down to our office on Carine Savannah Road in Shoguners. You will see a big 3-story brown building, tile front. You will see a Real Talk security van parked up in front of the building. So you will know that is the Real Talk building. Come down, we'll do business. We'll do business. Real Talk group of companies. We also buying and selling vehicles. We finance what we sell. So you could check us out. Even though you're looking for a vehicle to buy, you know, you're looking for a little finance. As long as you have 50 to 75% of the money, we will finance the vehicle for you. Not a problem. It's not a problem. We're here to do business. So as we have other things coming on stream, but nevertheless, I'll just keep you up to date on what we are doing. I have a Benz and a Audi for sale, but later on tonight we will show you pictures of it. So if you're interested in a nice Audi, not a problem. Later on the show tonight. So as we start off our program tonight, viewers, it's Mashup Monday. 238-6716 is the phone line to call in. 238-6716 is the phone line to call in from 7 to 8 p.m. We have a rerun the next day from 11:30 to 12:30. So in case you missed it during the night, our live, you can look at the rerun the next day. Finance Minister Colin Imboud has confirmed that government will be implementing property tax for residential properties in the calendar year 2022. He stated that it will happen before the 31st of December 2022. On May 6th, Imboud stated that there are 400,000 residential properties and the Commissioners of Valuation has received return forms for 247,999 where residential land is concerned. That triggered the 50% requirement needed for the rollout of property tax. So viewers, I remember one opposition senator was asking the finance minister if there's any way that the public could actually see that these forms were really sent to the ministry and this is the correct figure that he is talking about. I remember one opposition member was asking him that. And you know, viewers, the way this government is functioning, that they will tell you A and then they will end up doing B. Excuse. You know, it really leads me to ask myself or to ask Imboud, is there any way that you could show Trinidad and Tobago that yes, we have received this amount? Is there any way? Because the government tell you A and they're doing B. They're telling you C and they're doing E. It's not what we are seeing and hearing. It's something totally different. And is there any way the citizen would know that Imboud is talking the truth? But nevertheless, caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I'll hear Heinz, well, Munila say Heinz supposed to tell people who bribe him, right? If Munila did bribe Heinz would have come out one time and said Munila who bribe him. So why, when Munila asked him to say the person who bribed him, why didn't he talk? If it was somebody in the UNC, he's sure to talk. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Switching gears, viewers. The United Kingdom-based Privy Council has ruled that only Parliament can remove the death penalty as a mandatory sentence for murder. Delivering a judgment earlier today, 9 law lords of the Privy Council dismissed a novel constitutional challenge over the death penalty brought by J. Callender, a man convicted of murdering a fellow Remand prisoner in 2004. The Privy Council ruled that although in breach of constitutional fundamental rights and protection, the death penalty was not unconstitutional as it is protected by the saving clause under Section 6 of the Constitution, which saves or insulates laws passed prior to 1976 from review. The Privy Council noted that changing the position was within the sole remit of Parliament. It also states that the decision on the validity of the saving clause may potentially affect the pending constitutional case over human rights. You know, just recently, a couple months back, they allowed murderers to get bail. Why did they do that? Let's have a discussion tonight. It's Mashup Monday. Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I want to find out something. I want to ask the mayor something. Why is the toilets in the market not working? All of them.
Which market?
Central Market. All of the toilets not working properly.
So none of the toilets in Sugar's market is functional?
And hear what? The workers not saying anything.
When you say workers, what do you mean workers not paying rent?
The corporation workers, they're not saying anything. But it's not working. Hello?
I'm listening, go right ahead.
I'm a corporation worker, but I'm telling you.
Oh, you mean in Port of Spain?
Yes, for the Spain corporation workers.
Okay.
The toilets not working. All of the toilets not functioning properly.
But who is responsible for that? The borough of Port of Spain or Shoguners? The borough or the health?
Martinez and health, yes.
And they're not doing their jobs?
No.
Okay.
No, and people complaining, and the workers not doing anything about it.
So the corporation workers coming to work, they see the toilet not working, and they have no intention of fixing it or cleaning it or anything?
No, we cleaning it. But not functioning properly.
Thank you, my dear. Hopefully somebody is listening and they could actually get something done in the Port of Spain market. Caller, good night.
Mr. Ali, good night.
Go right ahead.
Grandy man again. You know he had told Market put up the people name on the board who owed me for 2 years and whatever. Funny enough, I did put your Real Talk TV show on the board also. I didn't hear you. And now they are coming and threatening me and saying that you can't come and do them anything. Can we make an example of these people?
No, all you have to do is go to the police if somebody threatening you. Go to the police.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anytime somebody threatens somebody, make a report to the station and let them deal with it. That is what the police are there for. The Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives has approved a sum of $3 billion, $81,703,900 in supplementary allocation for fiscal 2022. The allocation covers 80 head of expenditure, some of which are government ministries. Before the committee approved an allocation of $95 million for this ministry, Rural Development and Local Government Minister Saieed Ali stated that part of the allocation includes a sum of $50 million for the community-based environmental protection and enhancement program, that is the CPEP. He explained that 92% of the $50 million is for the payment of CPEP workers' wages. Al-Rawi said there are currently 319 contractors and 9,000 workers in Trinidad. Al-Rawi added that his ministry does not deal with the payment of CPEP workers in Tobago. So probably that's why Tobago workers got laid off recently. On May 10th, Baines said more than 40 CPEP workers in Tobago had been fired. You all remember that? We talked about this last week. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed. This is your original imitation vaccine vegan.
Go right ahead, my friend.
No, PDP had to develop their own CPEP contractor. So it's one hand exchanging. So that's no big deal. No. Fitzy, the new Attorney General, got some good news today from the Privy Council. The Privy Council said all you can carry out the death penalty. So if the word is solved,
yes,
they should start bringing in competent people to do a ramesh on heinous crime, on kidnap and murder. But you hear what I'm stressing on? Competent people, competent police, competent prosecutors, competent judges, so we could get it done inside 5 years. I don't believe these people capable of doing that. I hear the true vaccine vagrant telling advising or instructing the police commissioner to go and look for a 1997 report, and he said to jam them in that report. But it had two fellas who died recently under the ambit of a lady named Mitchell in the Children's Authority. So why don't tell the police commissioner to go and prosecute all those who are criminally negligent? We're going back in time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And today I want to advise all householders who have to pay electricity bill and water rate, especially water rate. Go and pay your water rate before they sell your house, because they know it have a law they can sell you out, and you know who could arrange with Wasanting and get your hand somebody who them goings and comings. So all your lookout people, because they have Rambarat in the Prime Minister office to do everything quick, you know. So look out, my people, as Shorty say. See what they're doing. Every decision this government makes is a hidden agenda for somebody to grab land and land grab and go and have a nice time.
Thank you, my friend. A new secondary road and rehabilitation company will fall under Saieed Ali in the Ministry of Rural Development and Local Government. A new secondary company, listen to this. The new company has not yet been registered and does not have any board members appointed, but $100 million have been allocated to capitalize and establish it. The Treasury do not have money to give Rohan Sinanan to hand down to the corporation to buy material to patch the road throughout Trinidad and Tobago. But a secondary company, or should I say, a new secondary road and rehabilitation company will fall under Faris Al-Rawi, Minister of Rural Development and Local Government. The new company has not yet been registered and does not have any board members appointed, but $100 million have been allocated to capitalize and establish it. Where did this $100 million come from? To go under this company that is not registered, that have no board members, and it is going to fall under the Ministry of, of Rural Development and Local Government. But then Rohan said that there is no finance in that department to give out to the corporations to buy material. All of a sudden, they have allocated $100 million for this new company that will be managed under Faris Ministry. I want to hear something. The Minister of Finance, Colin Imbut, was questioned about the new company and the multi-million-dollar allocation. However, he could not provide much answers. Imbut confirmed that the company was not yet registered or assigned to any ministry, and that the Prime Minister was responsible for that assignment. Listen carefully, my fellow brethren and sisters.
Board has not yet been appointed.
When was the company incorporated?
It will be shortly.
Okay, so it's not an actual entity at this time. Honorable Minister, which line ministry will this company report to?
The assignment of portfolios is a matter for the Prime Minister.
Okay, so it has not been assigned as yet.
I didn't say that. I said that is a matter for the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Minister.
Hold on. When asked about the new company and its scope, Imbut provided no information and repeated that the new company was to rehabilitate and improve secondary road. Listen this.
Minister, the Rural Development Company, RDC, PURE, and the regional corporations, they all have responsibility for secondary roads. What in your view is the rationale for the creation of this new vehicle to look after secondary roads in Trinidad and Tobago?
To rehabilitate and improve secondary roads.
So this is an addition to the state agencies that are already mandated?
It is to rehabilitate and improve secondary roads.
With regards to the $100 million that has been allocated for capitalization, is this $100 million to cover both the setup and operations plus project spend as well for our fiscal year?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Minister.
All you hear that? Oh, Saieed, you're bashing the government. You go tell me a company ain't registered yet. A company ain't have no board members yet. A company ain't appoint nobody yet. A company ain't have a shovel yet. $100 million have already been allocated. Who is responsible for it? The Prime Minister. But how come money could not be found in the treasury to give to the regional corporation to buy material to patch the road? How come? How come? How do we call that Trinbagonians? This is going to be managed under Forest Ministry, local government ministry. Who is responsible for the assignment? The Prime Minister, according to Imbud. And you know what's the sad part about it? They have allocated money, but they haven't registered a company as yet. They haven't appointed nobody as yet. They ain't buy a shovel yet. But $100 million is already allocated for this company. Excuse. Imagine that. How do we call that? That is niceness. So why didn't take that $100 million and give it to the corporation? Let it continue patching the road and building the bridges. When Saieed talk, Saieed bashing the government. Rohan cannot get no money to give to the corporation, but they allocate $100 million for a company that is not registered yet. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead.
Well, boy, I hope I get your work in this company. Them already allocate all our money.
Yep.
Nobody hired yet.
Thank you, my friend. Nobody had hired yet, you know. It's something new they're creating. And all the time, corporation, Trinidad and Tobago begging for money. Rohan, we have no money. No money have been allocated. No money have been released. But $100 million stashed away somewhere for a new company. Oh, Saieed, don't bash. You're bashing the PNM. No, I'm not bashing the PNM. 6 years now, regional corporation throughout Trinidad and Tobago begging for money, but they cannot get none because Rohan said, we have no money. Where $100 million come from? Where $100 million come from? We are in a pandemic. We don't have money to buy laptop for children. Let's talk now. Open all your mouth now. Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Sai.
Go right ahead, my friend.
I want every population listening to what is taking place with this government. And if they realize that it's the children and it's the future of this country have to be the ones who will be paying back all this money, you know. And the thing about it, this country haven't generated one single cent of revenue besides from what they get in from the oil and gas. So, where it is, this country going to get this type of money to be paying back all these loans and things that this government taking. Now they and their family would be well set for 10 generations, 10 lifestyle. What about you and I and the normal citizens of this country? What they're going to do? Every other country in the world try to help the citizens of their country by alleviating the burden of the pandemic.
Correct.
By reducing taxes and trying for the population to catch themselves.
Yes.
And then they would probably see what they could do. We, as soon as we come out of the pandemic, what they do? They increase the fuel price.
Correct.
And then they want to bring in property tax.
Correct.
And every single thing. You think these people have a heart, especially this man who, when you ask him a question, he feel that all the money that he's spending coming out from his pocket as input. We really right in this country. If people are really stand up and do something now, let me tell you something, Sai. This place would be the worst thing that you could ever think about living in the future. Have a good night, Mr. Sai. Enjoy the rest of it.
Thank you, my friend. You go tell me $100 million have already been allocated for a new company? Corporation 6 years now, they're begging for material. They're begging. People protesting for road. No money to patch the road. No money to fix a little cave land. No money to pay the workers them to go and cut a little bamboo and put up a little barrier. but $100 million allocate for a new company. The Prime Minister is responsible for appointing it and it falling under Ministry of Rural Government. You think it's easy? Saieed mustn't tell all you nothing. When all I get boulders to eat, swallow it. According to Public Sector Investment Program in 2021, $736.2 million was invested in the road and bridges infrastructure throughout Trinidad and Tobago. How much bridge get fixed in 2021? How many? Further, the road construction, major road rehabilitation program executed by Pure unit utilized the sum of $74.9 million for rehabilitation of several sections of roadway across Trinidad. Last year, Ministry of Works, Rohan Sinanan, also stated that $40 million was allocated to repair secondary, minor agriculture, and forestry access road across the country. Call a good night. Viewers, we're going for a short break.
Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind at ease and worry no more. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you a whopping 3.5% interest on your investments. Come on down and visit us today. We have 2 convenient locations just for you. Visit us at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Sipera Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Sit back and watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670, or 242-7690. Our team of professionals are waiting for you. Grab this opportunity and invest today. Real Talk Investment, helping real people make real money. This ad was paid for by the Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Do you want to make the best investment but not sure where to turn? Put your mind at ease and worry no more. Real Talk Group of Companies is giving you a whopping 3.5% interest on your investments. Come on down and visit us today. We have 2 convenient locations just for you. Visit us at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Sipera Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando. Sit back and watch your money grow at Real Talk Investment. Do contact us now at 238-6716, 339-1670, or 242-7690. Our team of professionals are waiting for you. Grab this opportunity and invest today. Real Talk Investment, helping real people make real money. This ad was paid for by the Real Talk Group of Companies Limited.
Are you looking for quick cash and do not know where to turn? We have got the answer for you. Visit us at Real Talk Group of Companies. We are a licensed money lending financial institution. We are located at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Our phone numbers are 339-1670, 267-7325 or 238-6716. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you.
We do apologize for that, dear viewers. You know, sometimes it does have a throat, and sometimes it just be tickling and it just want to cough. But nevertheless, we just got past that, and we continue tonight. It's Mash Up Monday tonight. $100 million allocated for a company, and nobody know the name of the company. Nobody know who is the director in the company. The Prime Minister is responsible for appointing the company. It's falling under Forest local government. Imagine that. We hardly have roads in Trinidad and Tobago proper. But what you all think racket is a serious thing? Or do you have some serious tennis racket, you know? Serious tennis racket going on, you know? You could see through it. Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali has labeled TNT crime situation as unusual, horrendous, and admit that the company has, the country has serial social difficulties. 6 years and them a fixed crime. Going in 7 years and nothing good has come out of Trinidad and Tobago for the international market, for international viewers, for international investors, for growth, for funding. Nothing has come out in 7 years from Trinidad and Tobago to say, well, the citizen has benefited from a certain sector. No, we didn't have that. But the Prime Minister up and say, the country have an unusual, horrendous problem. Now the Prime Minister, the head of the Security Council, telling us that. Dr. Ali said he could not recall a period in time or off time when there was such vicious crime in our streets, as persons are trying to prove that TNT is a violent society. But did he say that? Or listen to this.
I would say unusually horrendous. I can't recall a period of time, a matter of weeks, seeing the viciousness of crime, frequency of crime in and among family members, out on the street. I mean, it is just a while ago I made a comment that we are a violent society, and apparently there are some people who are attempting to prove that statement. Whew. I mean, some of the crime that is, you know, coming at us on an hourly basis, a lot of it, you have to ask yourself, what are these people thinking?
So viewers, you hear that? Let me read this for you before I go to the next video. Dr. Rowley stated that he could not recall a period of time when there was such vicious crime in or on the streets, as persons are trying to prove that TNT is a violent society. You just heard that one. Now listen to this. Previously, it's Mash Up Monday tonight, folks. The PM would have stated that TNT is a violent society, as many persons were engaged in crime for profit. Listen to this man now.
Statements of generalizations are not helpful in these situations, because I don't know there's anybody running away from the fact that we are a violent society, and in recent years a number of persons have got their hands on firearms, handguns in particular, and in recent times, worse, some of our citizens have got their hands on heavier weapons, automatic assault weapons, and some of our people have been engaged in crime for profit.
That is the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. And he is also the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Prior to this video, he said, persons are trying to prove that TNT is a violent society, and now he come to say now we are a violent society. So what are we really? What are we? Where is Jacob? Is Jacob on vacation? I am not hearing from him. Call her good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, there's no allocation for the health system in Trinidad. What about the healthcare workers? No incentive during this COVID period?
Correct.
What about the patients who have to spend over $100,000 for angiogram and stent for cardiac patients who wants to survive? What about the Cuba hospital? They have a catalog yet nothing used. This government not caring for the senior citizens who have to survive on this so-called health system. At times, patients have to pay for blood tests due to non-reagents at hospitals.
Yes.
Where this is the only country where you pay to travel in a boat and fly in a plane. Have a good night.
Thank you, my friend. So all I hear the Prime Minister, he said, I go tell you something. When he come to address TNT for crime, he comes on set as the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. When he come for business-wise and development of business in Trinidad and Tobago, he come as a Prime Minister. So being the head of the Security Council, you come and say, well, you know, people trying to say that Trinidad is a violent society. Next thing you know, you flick your tongue and you say, we are a violent society. So is it that we're trying to be a violent society, or are we a violent society? And you being the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, what plans do you have in order to fix Trinidad and Tobago that is in a state of too much crime? Keep in mind, viewers, the Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, said, it is not my job to make the citizens safe. Just last week, he came and he flicked his tongue now. He flicked his tongue and he said, well, you know, we are doing everything we can to make sure that justice is being served. One day you eat sweet bread, the next day you eat sour bread. Question on if he believes enough is being done to combat crime at the highest level. Dr. Rowley added that more should be done, and there is nobody in this fight against crime who should get a pass. Listen to this man.
There's nobody in this fight against crime. Nobody is getting a pass. If you know your family members have illegal guns, you're not getting a pass from me. If you know your friends on the block that you spend the day with, not looking for a job but planning the next crime, you're not getting a pass. If you know an elderly person getting a pension and living their days quietly and comfortably in a house, and you know who broke in that house and killed that old woman, you're not getting a pass. So, at my book, nobody gets a pass in this country. The crime fighting is concerned.
Rowley, I telling you, you talking nonsense. I'm telling you, on national television, you're talking nonsense. Because I will tell you something. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago, there are police stations. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago, there are police posts. Throughout Trinidad and Tobago, the army will patrol, the police will patrol, and you know what, Rowley? You want to know something? There are cocaine, guns, marijuana, prostitution going on in Trinidad, and it's going on in the corner. Where's the police? Where's the police station? Hence the reason why I am telling you, you're talking nonsense. Everybody gets in a pass. We're talking about you and your family, and you ain't gonna get a pass. Everybody gets in the pass. because the cocaine running on the block, the marijuana running on the block, illegal. So what are you talking about? If nobody can tell you, you're talking your nonsense. Saieed Ali, I'm telling you, you are talking nonsense. You're the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, and you didn't even know Dolzy coming in a plane. When what? When all the planes were banned from landing in Trinidad. Well, let's talk now. I'm not against the man for being the Prime Minister, you know. I am not against the man for being the head of the Security Council, you know. But you have a job portfolio to do, and do it as you see it fit. Where crime reach now? It's out of control. It's out of control. We have a commissioner of police when he come on the set, he does so. All kind of things happening in Trinidad. And what's going on? Which ministry is responsible? The ministry that is responsible for it, the minister saying it's not my job. So whose job is it? Boy. He added that the pandemic may have increased crime, but it existed or exited before COVID-19 arrives in Trinidad. The Prime Minister also stated that what hurts the most are intra-family violence. Listen to this.
I'm not seeing the COVID fingerprinting. And the ones that hurt the most are the intra-family violence. Because household and family, that is the castle. And when did we create the people who are now prepared to say, I have a reason for what I'm doing because I didn't get this or I didn't get that? Yeah?
Caller, good night.
Hello, Saeed, good night.
Good night, you're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, when we look at the situation presently, it seems as if Trinidad has become the killing field of the Caribbean.
Yes.
Because things getting from bad to worse and like nothing is being taken place to protect the citizens.
Thank you, my dear. Switching gears. Housing Minister Camille Robertson-Regis and Oropoch East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal have recently argued over money owed to a company named in a 2019 special branch report on Government Minister Foster Cummins. This after $103 million was approved for the Housing Ministry. Robertson-Regis stated that part of this allocation was a sum of $67 million to pay contractor who did work for the HDC, which is the Housing Development Corporation, for building and maintenance. Robertson-Regis, in reading out the list of contractors owed by HDC, mentioned Piscal Service Limited, a company formerly owned by Cummins. Munilal asked Robertson-Regis how much money was owed to that company. However, in responding, she told Munilal that he was wasting everyone's time. Ms. Regis, the man asked a question. So I will ask the question. Hold on. Munilal said he had no interest in the company's name or the principal owner of that company. Robertson-Regis countered, "Don't take us all for fools here." Listen to this.
I'm not seeing the COVID fingerprinting.
Patrick Gordon's Construction Limited, Pical Services Limited, Pilot Property Solutions Limited.
Honorable Member.
Profile.
Esther, I'm sorry, your time has expired. Member for Opuch East.
Yes, well, first let me thank the Minister for the good detail. Minister, the first question when I asked myself and my colleagues, heard you name the company Pical Services Limited, but when you were reading the figures, you inadvertently, I'm sure, left that out. Could you indicate the monies owing for Pical Services Limited?
Madam Chairman, I did not inadvertently leave it out. They asked for a list and all the names and the amounts, and I was giving that list as I had read it initially. If you wanted that, you should have asked for that from the very beginning instead of wasting our time.
Madam Speaker, with great respect, the accountability requires that we are interested in all, not just one. In fact, I have no personal interest in Pical or the principal of that company. But since you had introduced it initially, I'm wondering, could you now indicate to us the costing and the monies?
Member for Oropuch East, please don't take us all for fools in here.
Madam Speaker, could you please ask the Minister to conduct herself?
You conduct yourself.
Okay.
I'm asking some simple questions.
All right. Members.
All right, sitting. She stated that the company is owed $2,400,828 for work that it had done. Robinson Regis then declared that they are not raiding the treasury, for things that they did not do. Listen to this.
Pical Services is owed a sizable amount of money, and they will be paid $2,400,828.75. Interestingly, Madam, they are going to be paid for work done. They are not raiding the treasury for things that they did not do.
Now, this is where it gets tricky. Previously, opposition Senator Jayanti Lakshmidal alleged that a 2019 special branch report made allegation of misconduct against Cummins. Now, this is not me now. I want to let her understand. That. At a post-cabinet conference, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley stated that if there is something for the police to act on, he would expect that the police would act. Listen this.
If there is something for the police to act on, then I would expect that the police will act on it, because it is the police that would have been informing me. And if there was nothing for the police to act on, and if I see nothing in these documents to support the allegation, then I have no basis to take any action, but to regard it as yet another instance of the UNC spreading misinformation and personal attacks in this country, setting about to damage who they could damage, hoping that it will work in their favor.
So according to Lakshmidal, in 2019, the special branch acted on intelligence, did their investigation, came out with their result, and they found misconduct, allegations of misconduct against Cummins. We go follow it up, and we will see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Moving along, the opposition has queried an extra allocation of $66 million for the Strategic Service Agency, which is the SSA. At the Standing Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, Naparima MP Rodney Charles complained of the bill allocating an extra $66 million to the SSA, whose total revised allocation now rose to $340 million. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines stated that an entire other ministry was dedicated to youth development, and cited that the Ministry of Education Charles stated that Barbados spent $5 million on its cadet, while TNT spends $4 million on cadet. He said the opposition would support the extra allocation only if there was a guaranteed drop in the murder rate in what Hines remarked as a... Listen to this.
I just remind the minister that Barbados spends $5 million on its cadets with 1/5 of our population. And therefore, they spend $5 million, we spend $4 million. They have 1/5. Once again, we see Barbados leading the way in youth development. But the question I ask is, what are the deliverables from what you have enumerated? The expected deliverables.
Improvement in the national security services to the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
So are you saying if there's a view that if this money were not spent, we would still have 600 murders?
That is your view.
This year.
That is your view.
And if you could justify to us that this expenditure on this agency will bring down the murder rate to what it was before you assumed office, then we will support it 100%.
That's populist rubbish. Populist rubbish.
Populist rubbish. So I want to ask, what role does the cadet force in Trinidad and Tobago plays concerning the crime rate? That is my question to the Minister of National Security. What role does the cadet force play in bringing down the crime rate in Trinidad and Tobago? Could you answer that, Mr. Hines? Oh, Saieed, you're not a politician. You cannot ask me that. You just refuse to answer it from an opposition MP. Let's see how things work. And then all of they say Saieed is bash and Saieed is bash. No, I'm trying to make Trinidad and Tobago a safer place for us Trinidadians and Tobagonians by highlighting issues that needs to be addressed on national television, because what goes on in the parliament, you all don't see it. Hence the reason why I'm bringing it forward so you all will hear it and see it. If you say, ship it out. Meanwhile, Bartara Sanwa MP Saddam Hussein asked how many CCTV cameras were functional. However, Hines replied that the figures were the same as what he said last time.
Can you now update us and tell this Parliament how many cameras are functional as compared to those that are non-functional?
The last time I looked, the figures that I would have given then, I maintain that today.
So
but also, I must tell you procedurally, that is not an item in front of us at this committee today.
No, the SSA budget covers CCTV cameras, because you did tell us that the SSA CCTV cameras are under the management of the SSA. And
the information I gave you on the last occasion obtains as far as I'm aware today.
Yeah, so basically you're saying, Minister, that there was no work done whatsoever with the CCTV camera infrastructure in Trinidad and Tobago after every single day we have seen gruesome murders in this country. And you are telling this Parliament that no CCTV, not one single CCTV camera was repaired? Not a single camera? And now you're coming to ask for $66 million additional?
That is something you all don't see. You all don't see that. But because of Real Talk with Saieed Ali, we bring it to you so all you will understand now why are these hit ministers who in authority so hard. So hard. Oh, Saieed, don't bash the PNM now. Stop bashing them now. You continue driving your car, you continue driving your new car, and you study swerve from pothole. And every time you swerve from pothole, you end up on somebody's fender. You continue doing that. Saieed, don't tell the government not more crime, nah. When bandit come in your house and rob you of your jewel, that you take whole year, you take to save $3,000, and boom, Christmas a bandit come in, your money, your jewel, your grocery, your gifts gone. Saieed, don't tell Heinz nothing, nah. You see the man trying his best, and he asking for 66 million more? And he trying? That is the same man who said, it's not my job. Whose job is it? Whose job is it? Mine? My job is to highlight the issues that we are facing in Trinidad so the international viewers could look at us at some clown song in Trinidad. Minister saying we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have the next, and millions spending. Imagine $100 million allocated for a company and register. Oh, I didn't know. Oh my goodness. Well, look the S bus tonight. This is my job. Bringing the issues to you, the people. Previously, Hein would have stated that as of February 28, 2022, there were 1,796 CCTV cameras installed throughout Trinidad. He noted that this number, 1,063, were fully functional, with 733 considered to be non-functional. Listen to this.
According to information received from the Commissioner of Police, as at February 28, 2022, there were 1,796 closed-circuit television cameras installed throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Of this number, Madam Speaker, 1,063 were fully functional, with 733 considered to be either not fully functional nor indeed functional.
20th of February. Almost a month and some days went by, and nothing have been done as yet. And that was a report in February of 28, 2022. Imagine how long these cameras have not been in service. Imagine that. Hines also questioned if any of the funds would go towards spyware for TNT. However, Hines described the question as foolish.
Is whether or not any of the $66 million will go towards the purchase, acquisition, and management of spyware devices in Trinidad and Tobago.
I will treat that foolish, idiotic question with silence. I'll remain silent, Madam Chair.
Okay, all right. So, Member, let's take out the word foolish.
I'll take out the word foolish.
So you'll treat that question with silence?
Yes. I'll treat it with silence, Madam Chair.
You see parliamentarian privilege? You see? That is what I call parliamentarian privilege. I will take out the word foolish. Me, I will tell it raw as it is. Raw as it is. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, our run of this program is tomorrow, Tuesday the 17th, and we'll be right back here on Tuesday night, which is the 17th of May 2022. Let me tell you something. There's no other show to compete with Real Talk with Saieed Ali. When we bring the facts to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, what we bring is facts to you. We bring news to you in a different way. That is what we do. Hence the reason why we are number one. So viewers, until we meet again, I just want to say, remain safe. Don't look for problems. Tomorrow is our next day. When you get up in the morning and you see the sun, just say, Lord, thank you for another day. Until we meet again, good night.